Hey, Dave, what's up?
I am calling you from Piacenza, Italy.
Italy today, huh? Cool.
Yeah.
It must be nice traveling the world and enjoying yourself, huh?
Truth is, brother, wherever I put my head is kind of the same. 20 years ago it was pretty cool, but it's pretty normal now.
Wow. Sainted Sinners. Tell me a little bit about the members of the band before we get started, and the debut album.
The members?
Yeah.
Obviously Frank Pane from Bonfire.
Right.
And Ferdy Dornberg from Axel Rudy Pell on keyboards and slide guitar. Malte Fredrik Burkett on bass. And a guy named Bercy Herleman on drums. And Bercy's from Hungary.
Wow.
But Malte and Bercy were previously in the group Perpendicular with Frank.
Right,
the Deep Purple thing.
Right.
So that's how they came into it, because it was just such a solid rhythm section, and it was the obvious choice.
Right.
Frank knew Ferdy better than I did. I'd run into Ferdy over the years with Axel Pell, but he actually had done some work with him, so that was his choice for the Hammond guy, you know.
Cool. Now, a little bit, you talked about, Deep Purple and stuff like that, and people who don't know Sainted Sinners, didn't know the direction of the band, and once, you listen to the album, you could feel, the Deep Purple vibe and stuff like that, so you always, when this band became part of you, did you still want to follow that direction?
Well, that's who I started.
Right.
Early Whitesnake up to Slide It In was pretty much, those were the guys in Bad Company, and the old Deep Purple.
Right.
I mean, those are my first albums. I mean, Machine Head and Who Do We Think We Are, and those records. So Ian Gillan left, obviously, I think you hear it in my vocals, an impression on me and my style. It just kind of naturally comes out. But with Frank, to be honest, when Frank came here after the disaster with Bonfire, he came here to make amends. And his wife was working in Tuscany. Right. And he asked if he could stay here with the children while she worked.
Right.
And I knew he was a Blackmore guy. I knew that was one of his big influences. But when he opened this up and started playing me the music, I was like, what is this? And he says, this is the album that I wrote for Perpendicular that I want you to sing and write to.
Right.
So it just kind of hopped out at me, all that old stuff, that I come from, and that's really what it is. I quit being a Whitesnake fan after Slide It In. That's kind of like when I stopped,
Right.
following Coverdale and that, so. Yeah, I'm glad you hear it, because it's a compliment, actually.
Yeah, once I heard that first song, what is it, Knife of the Long Knives? And
Night of the Long Knives.
Yeah, Night of the Long Knives, and then man, you could feel the vibe, and I'm not a young guy either, so so
How old are you?
Actually,
how old are you?
Next year, I'll be 60.
Yeah.
Right?
Really? Because
yes.
I'll be 57 in August.
Yeah,
I'm right there with you, man.
I'll be 60 years old. I remember Wonderworld, like Uriah Heep, and all that stuff. I grew up on all that.
Great
stuff.
albums.
Great
albums.
So I got.
Yeah, actually, The Wizard.
Right.
And that's easy living if you think about it. When Ronnie tagged along on that, we actually covered Easy Living. We did it live, and that was the name of the band. We did like a lot of Uriah Heep kind of style stuff with Paul Morris on keyboards. So,
and
that's kind of like, that left an impression on me because it worked better than it did in Bonfire, because we had this really like open jam feel like the 70s,
Right, yeah.
There was none of this paint by number 30-minute song, 30-second songs, that I absolutely loathe. And that's why I'm so grateful to be with this,
Right.
Because this album, you listen to the tracks, some of them are 5, 6, 7 minutes long, and it feels like a 3-minute, 30-second song.
Right, yeah. Yeah, it's funny. Like, I remember getting all my albums from Columbia House, and I still have them albums. And what I'm lucky about, my wife bought me a record player for Christmas. Now I could go upstairs and start listening to them, them old records I have if they're not all scratched up, So,
dude,
yeah.
Remember when you signed up for Columbia House? Did your mother and father want to kill you when you got the bill?
Yeah.
Because you'd ordered buy 5 albums, get 2 free. I remember that. And I did that one time. My father went completely nuts on me. I think I got Alice Cooper and a bunch of bands, and and then I said, okay, I'll trade this for Helen Reddy or something like that. And then he calmed down. Oh, those are the great days, huh?
Wow. Yeah, I got most of them albums still upstairs. I didn't get rid of them, so I'll
There's a lot of value there, bro.
Yeah.
Keep it. I mean, those albums are going for huge chunks right now. I mean, in great condition. Even 50%. I'm seeing eBay just hurling money at those records.
So living abroad now, are you getting hang of the language over there, or what?
Yeah, I'm in Italian language school. I believe in assimilation. If a person moves to a country, they should, assimilate.
Right.
And of course, my wife is Italian, and my stepsons are.
Right.
So it's a challenge as an American to actually learn Italian the right way. That's what they told me. I came into class late. They started in September last year, and I walked in November, so I was already behind. So I'm like the dunce cap guy in the corner.
Wow.
But we try to speak enough Italian around the house to where I pick up and get, because I think what I read was there was 51 dialects in Italian that they're actually spoken. It's crazy.
Wow.
You're German, right?
Yes.
Rademacher?
Yeah.
You're German.
Yeah. But you get all different pronunciations on your last name, and it's. I just agreed to them all. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. How do you say it?
Rademacher.
How do you say Rademacher?
Yeah. Herr Rademacher.
Herr Rademacher. Herr Brian Rademacher.
Yeah. So.
Journalisten aus der Presse, ja.
Oh, forget it. You lost me.
Wie geht's? Ja, du bist eine Deutschlander. Come on.
I know Deutschland, yeah. That's it, Yeah. So you got 11 tracks on this album and stuff. Was, did you write most of the stuff with the rest of the members?
Well, actually, like I said, Frank came here.
Right.
We put out we put things to rest, and he was a gentleman about it, and didn't want to, non-continue the relationship.
Right.
And the song "Truth Is a Lie," you may have read about this in some of the interviews. He opened up the laptop, so we'll listen to this. And I think in 10 minutes, I finished the melody and a flesh out of the lyrics. It just grabbed me. All of the music was written by Frank, excluding 2 or 3. "We're All Sainted Sinners" we wrote in his living room. I said, we need kind of a band name song. And he goes, well, what do you got? And I just started singing that, and I think we did that in 10 minutes. But a lot of it he had already fleshed out, preparing for that guy Robbie from Perpendicular. But it's a funny thing, they had fired him from that band right around the same time I was kicked out of Bonfire, so it was perfect.
Right, wow. Wow. So with your career, are you totally happy the way everything went? How you grew and, stuff like that?
Well, if you're referring to what happened in the last year or so, I mean, I'm a leader, Brian, and basically Hans Zimmer, you're all hired guys, and if the bus is running by and he wants to throw you under it, he'll do it.
Right,
and nobody's safe, and including Ronnie. And it's a sad thing. Ronnie's a good guy. It came down to basically where I couldn't stand the manager. I've known the guy since the 80s, and Hans had picked him, and it was a war from the beginning, and basically came down to him or me, and he said, fine, I'll just get another singer. You're gone. I said, you'll take a manager over me? He said, yeah, I don't care.
Wow.
So that's how the band operates. But some of the choices that I've made are wrong.
Uh-huh.
But I want everybody out there that knows me to be realistic and think that most of the projects that I've been involved with were over 2 years long.
Right, yeah.
So, and in this industry, in the latter part of these years when I came back, these are projects. They're not bands.
Right,
I mean, Kibbles, Rut bands, and those bands, they don't tour. And I really got to the point where I said, you know what, I don't want to do this anymore unless I'm touring.
Right.
And that's where Hans reached out with that Easy Living thing and they said, you want to tour? I said, stop. Everybody says that. He goes, no, I got 15 shows, and this is 2014. You want to do them? I said, yeah, only if Ronnie is involved.
Right.
So that's how that all kind of morphed together. But the other things, yeah, I've got regrets. I mean, anybody that's been in this business is a liar if they don't.
Right,
Yeah, the biggest thing I regret was, in the old days, is not saying no.
Right, yeah.
Wow. Because you get a lot of clowns sitting around telling you what they think's best for you. And you know in your gut, you can feel it. This is bad, this is bad, this is bad. But you follow it because you want to stay relevant.
Right, yeah.
And you know it's a train wreck, and then 6 months later, they're all running for the hills, and the band's broken up, and everybody's angry because I should have just said no. And guys like Axl Rose and people like that are really good. I think they're kind of jerk, but one thing they're better at is just saying, no, I don't want that. And they get what they want. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, definitely.
And there's some truth to that. There's some truth to that. I mean, everybody out in this business are fighting for crumbs right now. It's worse than it ever was.
Right. Wow. Have you thought about another solo album?
Yes, I have. Actually, I've written one. I have one in the tank right now, and the artwork's completed. The record company that I'm with, I have to say, it's the first time in 20 years that I've had a label that's actually behind me and the guys.
Cool.
They want to release it, but I don't know exactly when because Frank and I are about halfway through a new Sainted Sinners album.
Right.
That's in the works. Yeah, I got one written. And actually, I've got two written, probably. All the songs, I have enough songs for two, but I don't really know if I want to saturate at the same time. I'm still working the Sainted Sinners album.
Right. Right.
Just got home from Switzerland, actually, yesterday morning, so it was a great weekend.
Cool. Have you played any shows with Sainted Sinner yet?
Yeah, we've done Germany, Austria. We did a week in Bulgaria, of all places, which was my first time, and I got to tell you that they foam at the mouth there because not many people go. Right, yeah. They treated us great. It was fantastic, dude. I mean, the venues were great. The people were great. They knew all the songs. They had the record. They had my past records. And we just rescheduled a September return. We're going to do a major outside festival and 6 dates around it, including Greece. So we're going back. And this is also the first album, and I'm not bragging, so please don't misunderstand, but I'm amazed that the United States is actually playing it on radio, and some real radio is playing it. And I've done more media in the U.S. with this record than I have since Bangalore Choir.
Wow, that's great.
We have a great team behind us. We have, Hardman from AFM working it in the States, and then we have Marcus Fosgand here from Nuclear Blast, contracted out to work on press here. It's been great.
Right. Yeah. So since you're playing, a lot of U.S. radio and stuff like that, does that mean the band will play some U.S. dates?
Yep. Got a confirmation for October 29th at Rock and Skull, the day of Ace Frehley. I just got off the phone with some guys that I used to play with in Dare Force, my first real club band.
Wow.
They've had kind of a reformation of sorts, and we thought it would be kind of cool to say, hey, you know what, Reece will headline and you guys play, and then we'll get together at the end of the night and do some of our old songs together.
Right.
And the promoters love that, to fill some Minnesota dates and Iowa dates. So right now I've got 3 on the board, and I'm working on another 7. And that's either August, there's 2. There's October, and I'm also putting in an August thing. So that'll be the East Coast in August, your neck of the woods.
Cool. That'll be great, man.
Hopefully. It's tough, but, I mean, we're back and forth every day. And apparently venues are just posing like wildfire in the United States. It's tough.
It's true, but at least we got something left. We could see somebody.
You got Dingbats, and you've got a few others in your neighborhood, right?
Yeah, we got Mexicali, which is a great club.
Yep. Played there with Mike Tramp.
I like the atmosphere there. Starland's there. It's a little big, but that's a good venue. But I really like Mexicali. I like the vibe there. It's, comfortable, So.
Sound is great, too. Great sound. I did a Mike Tramp show there, solo, about 2014 in the spring, I think, with Ronnie and Jack Frost.
Right.
And I think Paris Bach was drumming with us, Sebastian's kid.
Right, yeah, wow. Cool. So any other plans going for the rest of the year after this?
Well, we're going to, Frank is going to go do the Bonfire thing. I guess they released an album late this month, and they're going to do some gigs in April I think there's only like 6 gigs April and May for them, and they're going to they're fishing too. It's a real tough market right now.
Right.
I think Bonfire overdid it. They played everybody's backyard last year, and what happens is they don't want you to come back within 6 months. Like even Bulgaria, I mean, we were lucky for them to say okay. And
right.
It was a week ago that they went, because they typically want you to do a year later.
Right.
So you got to be careful with that. So that means you have a day job, which I do.
Right.
So
cool.
We all live the normal life, and then we go have fun at night. So yes, we're continuing. It's not a project; it's a band.
Right.
Frank and I are writing right now. I just finished a new one today. It's called Hammering the Heartland. It's about all this apolitical crap that's going on. It's a rockin' kind of highway star kind of thing. It's killer. You're going to love it.
Cool. I like that stuff.
You
know I like that stuff.
Yeah, Hammering the Heartland, dude. That's what it's doing, and it can be any country you're in. I mean, people telling you what's right and what's wrong, and I'm getting personally fed up with it. So
I think everybody is.
You know. It's the world we live in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. You don't want to offend nobody. You don't want to do this. You don't want to do that.
Yeah.
But
whatever happened to telling somebody to fuck off?
I know.
I mean, it's just I mean, if you're wrong, you apologize.
Yeah.
But if you do that now, you're a racist, or you're a criminal, or you're arrogant, or.
Yeah, you're right.
I mean, you're from the East Coast. You guys tell everybody to fuck off.
Yeah.
The Jersey boys and the New Yorkers. I mean, I heard "fuck you" more times. I mean, it never offended me. It's just like, all right, fuck you.
Yeah, okay, bye. It's like
bye.
That's
See you out, man. Have a good day.
Yeah. So tell me, from going to country to country to country, how's the food in different countries?
Oh my God, I have to brag, dude. I have to. In Bulgaria, I got to tell you, in Bulgaria, the money is €1 is 2 lev. They're called levs. It's 2 for 1. We had a table of probably 12, 15 men and women, the promoters, their wives, their kids, and for 20, 30 euros, they brought out 3 times giant plates of barbecued steak, pork, sausages, piles of potatoes, fried potatoes, salad. I ate like a friggin' king. I think I gained 5 pounds. I mean, it's just, the food is amazing. I mean, and then, I can carry on. I mean, the Italian food, of course, my wife does it all by hand to die for.
Wow.
The Germans, I mean, I got a real affinity for the German food, too, because I've spent a lot of years there.
Yeah.
Greek food, I love it. I mean, Greek food is, a lot of cucumbers, but the rest of it I love.
Wow.
What do you like? I mean, what's your favorite food?
Well, sure the hell ain't ragu. I don't like that fucking
ragu.
That canned spaghetti sauce. Everything has to be fresh.
Yeah.
When I make
it fresh.
Yeah, when I make it sauce, when it's summertime, I could use the tomatoes from the backyard, but otherwise it got to be canned tomatoes. None of that crap that hunts or whatever. I like I like fresh
water with ketchup in it.
It's true. Some of that got so much sugar you wouldn't believe it.
Yeah, and it doesn't boil nice and thick. It just stays runny, and it's
Oh.
Mama made a bunch of hand rolled tortellinis. Frank came here. We did some acoustic gigs. That's what we did Saturday. We have this thing with his wife Lydia.
Right.
She actually sang backgrounds on the Sainted Sinners album. She's that real nice, soulful voice, and they came here, and Nadia and the boys worked 2 days preparing handmade lasagna, tortellini, you name it. Yeah. And Frank gets the stomach flu.
Oh, wow.
So he spends the day in the bed. It's like 30 pounds, 30 kilos of his handmade food. And Lydia would come down after she checked on Frank, and she'd snack a bit. But, I mean, we had that food for a month because Frank, he'll eat your arms off.
Wow.
He loves Italian food. But he spent the day in bed, and we played the gig, but bless his heart, he couldn't hold anything down. But,
wow.
Yeah, it's awesome.
That's unbelievable. But, David,
food is great.
It's great talking to you. And Sainted Sinners, what an album. It really brings me back to my memories and stuff like that. Stuff I really love compared to some of the stuff that's out now. So, congratulations.
Thank you. I'm very proud of it. Yeah, I'm glad you love it. I can't thank the people out there enough. When you do this, when you air this, that you guys that have stood next to me, please, this is not some hop frog hopping lily pad project thing.
Right.
Frank and I we're booking dates, and it's kind of a juggle with, with everything else with him and the other band. So it's a bit difficult, but we're trying to make it work and be civilized, and everybody's getting along nicely right now on the playground. So
cool.
Hopefully it'll continue.
Cool. Well, congratulations, and I'm glad we're such good friends and been for a long time.
Me too.
You want to say anything?
God bless you, brother.
Want to say anything to the fans out there before ending?
Well, I think I'm going to get a hold of you, Brian, and we're going to do a little contest, free CD or a T-shirt giveaway, and we'll do like a hard question about my career. You ask about my regrets, or maybe I'll make a regret question, and I'll send you a message, and we'll figure it out. I'll have the label send you a CD autographed by the band.
Thanks a lot, man. I appreciate it.
All right, brother. God bless.
Talk to you later. Bye-bye.
Ciao.